is what you're going to be doing in just about a week from when I'm recording this video today, guys, because that is when Saber is finally released, and I'm sure you want to know what the best possible build is, despite what the in-game system might tell you. Guys, I'm here to give you the actual stats you're going to be needing, the actual teammates you can be running her with, and the actual sets and light cones that are the best in slot 4, guys. So stick around for today's video, guys, if you want to see the best build, the most insane build for Saber ever seen. Hit that subscribe button as well, and let's go ahead and talk about her best in slot light cones first. And her best in slot light cone, guys, is going to be her signature light cone. First of all, guys, this is going to be increasing the wearer's crit damage, which is really solid. On top of this as well, guys, whenever she uses an ultimate move, it's going to be increasing her attack as well. And if the wearer's max energy is greater than or equal to 300, she'll be getting 10% of her max energy back and increasing her attack by an additional 40% after using her ultimate move. So this is hands down her best in slot light cone, guys, because her max energy, or her energy, is at 360. So you can actually fully utilize this light cone here, guys. But that's not the only light cone option that you can use, because you can also run the free-to-play Her to Shop light cone on the Fall of the Aeon. Because first of all, this gives her massive damage increase bonuses, because every single time you attack the enemy, you're going to be getting a stacking attack bonus, and then after you weakness break the enemy, you're going to be getting a damage bonus on top of this. Now, the reason why this is so good and just attack in general so good for her, she already gives herself a lot of damage percentage within her kit, a lot of crit damage and just everything like that. She doesn't really give herself much attack percentage, so this really helps her base multiplier out. So overall, second best in slot option in my opinion. Now, like we just mentioned there, this is a free-to-play option, and if you have this, I would definitely recommend running it. But if you're running this on your Finon, maybe, right, there are definitely other options you can use, especially if you've spent a little bit of money in the game, especially for something like the Battle Pass, right? Because you can run something like a Trial of Bygone Blood, which will be increasing the wearer's crit rate first of all, and then secondly, it's increasing the skill damage and ultimate damage by 24% at S1, guys. So this is going to be really good for just building up her crit rate in general. She already gives herself quite a bit of crit rate, so the crit rate provided by this is not like the best thing in the world, because she gives herself so much already, but it really does mitigate the amount you're going to be needing in the rest of your build to make her get as close as possible to that 100% crit threshold without really having to build into the stats like we just mentioned, right? But overall, guys, those are the main options that I would like to recommend for the light cones. You could also run a secret vow as well. This is just an overall damage increase, but like I said, not much attack there. She already gives herself a lot of damage percentage. It's not the best option in the world, but it definitely can be ran. That's really it, guys, in terms of the light cones. So let's go ahead now and talk about her best in slot teammates. Number one of which being obviously Sunday, guys. Sunday's ult is literally giving her 72 energy back basically for free, and then on top of this as well, it's not that hard to get his ultimate move back up. You should be getting it back up every 3 turns. So on top of the 72 energy he's giving her additional energy, because this will be giving her 3 core resonance stacks as well, which does in turn equal about 24 additional energy. So you're almost getting 100 energy back just from using his ultimate move alone. And on top of this, you're getting the crit damage buffs, crit rate buff, damage percent buff. So you're getting a lot of other buffs all around the board that she really wants. So this is by far and away her best in slot option, but Tribby is also a really good option too, because she'll be putting 2 different debuffs on the enemy, that being vulnerability and then a res pin on the enemy as well. And then she has access to a really quick ultimate move as well, which overall leads to energy gains for Saber here too. So Tribby gonna be a really an amazing option, and it kind of quick fire through some of her other support options here, right, guys? Branya also works here because she gives action advance. Her ultimate's not too hard to get, and she gives decent buffs all around the board. Ting Yun, because Ting Yun gives buffs all around the board. Her ultimate's not hard to get. She gives energy from her ultimate move. Remembrance MC for the same reason as well. She's able to give true damage. And then in terms of your sustains, right, Hua Hua being the best in slot here, because Hua Hua gives energy from ultimate move. Now her ultimate is probably a bit harder to get than someone like Gallagher's ultimate, right? And I probably would say that Gallagher also definitely works here as well, because he does have access to a really quick ultimate move. Really with her, guys, you want to be accessing ultimate moves as quickly as possible, because first of all, that gives her energy regen. That's also giving her crit damage bonus increases and damage percent bonus increases as well. So the more ultimates you can use with your teams, the more damage she's overall going to be able to do. So you just want the people on the team with the fastest ultimates. But that's all that I have to say in terms of teams. Now let's go ahead and talk about the moment you've probably been waiting for, guys, the best in slot Relic stats and Relic stats. But before we get into that, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I just scammed you. You clicked on the timestamp to see the Relics, but you got my dumbass face instead. You haven't seen him since the beginning of the video, but now you get to see it again. I'm wearing my Young King t-shirt. We're repping HSR, so hit that subscribe button now so you can get some banger HSR content in the future. Or if you don't like this video, hit the subscribe button anyways. Why the fuck not? Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and hop into the best in slot relics now. So starting off with her best in slot 4-piece set, this is going to be Scholar Lost in Year Edition. Now the reason I recommend this set over something like Strider is because first of all, at a 2-piece it's going to be increasing her crit rate, and then at a 4-piece it'll be increasing her skill and ultimate damage, which is where the majority of her damage is coming from. Now I do get that, yes, she does actually get a pretty good, decent use out of her enhanced basic attack after using ultimate move, but overall, guys, I do prefer this set because it makes her that much easier to build in terms of the crit rate it's going to be providing to you. Also on top of this as well, she does get really good damage from her skill and ultimate moves. So I mean, like, all around the board, this is going to be a very, very solid set for her, especially if you can plan her stacks accordingly to make sure she's getting the most damage from her skill move anyways. All around, my favorite best in slot set. Some would say the Wave Strider Captain set's the best in slot, because I think, okay guys, it's giving you a crit damage increase at 16% at a 2-piece, but on top of this, whenever she gets targeted from an ally's ability, she'll be getting 1 stack of health. Whenever the wearer has 2 steps and they use their ultimate, you can consume these stacks and increase the wearer's attack by 48% for 1 turn. I find this to be kind of counterproductive. Like, while yes, it does help the ultimate move out for sure, and it's increasing your attack for sure, it's a 1-turn thing, which I just feel like you get an overall better damage bonus with Scholar Loss and Erudition anyways. The crit damage bonus is nice. She definitely does want some crit damage, but if you're running her with Sunday Sparkle or even Bronya, right, she's still getting a crit damage bonus applied to herself. So I mean, like, really, is this like the best thing in the world to get this additional crit damage? I do think the Scholar set is the best set, but now let's go ahead and talk about her best in slot planner sets. And to me, the best in slot planner set is going to be Runelin Arena. First of all, guys, this will be increasing her crit rate, but on top of this, whenever the crit rate's over 70%, it'll be increasing her basic attack and skill damage by 20%. Like I said, a lot of her damage does come from her skill move, but also the basic attack as well gets some pretty decent usage after using the ultimate move. Unfortunately, it does not really affect your ultimate damage, so cringe there. But like I mentioned before, Scholar Lost and Erudition gives you 8% crit for absolutely free, makes her that much easier to build. I really do recommend getting as much free crit rate as possible, especially if you're a casual player. That can be kind of hard to get. I find crit damage a lot easier to get, so overall I do like the crit rate this is providing. But now let's hop into her recommended stats, guys, starting off with the main stats first. For the boots, you want to be aiming for speed or attack percentage. For the body, crit rate or crit damage. For the rope, attack percentage or energy regenerate. On the orbs, going to be win damage percentage. Now guys, on those boots, it's really going to depend on what team you have her in. If you're running her with a super hyper carry team with a lot of action advancers, then I would probably switch this out for attack and just make sure she's speed tuned properly. Make your action advancer have -1 speed less than her, and probably get over 134 speed if you can, but definitely do use speed boots if you can't reach that speed threshold to make her +1 speed over your support, right? Hopping into the substats now, guys. Crit rate, crit damage, speed, and attack. Now, as far as crit rate, at least 70%. On crit damage, at least 140%. On speed, at least 134, or +1 over whoever your action advancer is on the team. But that's really all that I have to mention in terms of the build today, guys. Like, that's it. That's really it, guys. So if you've watched this point of the video, I really appreciate you guys watching. And now let's go ahead and talk about what her kit actually does, how her kit works, and everything like that. So guys, the basic breakdown of how Saber works, right, is her core mechanic is something called core resonance. This is where you're getting a lot of her damage stacks from. This is where you need to be timing up when you're actually using like skills and stuff like that, because you want to make sure she has sufficient stacks of core resonance. So first of all, you're able to get the ult faster, but on top of this, getting sufficient damage bonuses so the skill is even more empowered. So what is core resonance stacks, right? She can get this from her skill move, she can get this from your allies using their ultimate moves, and she can get this from using her enhanced basic attack. But now I'm sure you want to know what these are actually used for. We touched on some of these points earlier in the video. First of all, it's going to be giving her energy back, 8 energy for each one of these stacks. So whenever you're consuming stacks of core resonance, you'll be getting 8 additional energy back for her, which supercharges your ultimate move. Secondly, guys, it'll be giving your crit damage increases and also damage percent increases as well, or when she's using her skill move. So her damage actually can fluctuate quite a bit if you're not timing this up properly. But I'm going to let that lead us into the ultimate move now, guys, because the ultimate move, guys, is what's going to be doing another thing, which is obviously attacking every enemy in the field. But it's also going to be giving you an enhanced basic attack as well. So basically, guys, whenever you use the ultimate move, you'll be hitting every enemy on the field, but you'll also be doing 10 additional hits as well. So it works kind of in a way like how Argenti's ult works, where it just hits them multiple times, or really any of those characters that have bounce attacks. It works the same way here. So if you have one target, it'll hit that one target multiple times. But the real main draw of using your ultimate, it actually gives you the ability to use her enhanced basic attack, which is release the golden scepter after she uses Excalibur. And this enhanced basic attack will also be a full AoE attack. It'll also be giving her 2 stacks of core resonance, 30 energy back, 1 skill point back, and this move actually gets stronger with the less enemies that are on the field. So if you have 2 enemies on the field, you're dealing 150% more damage, and if there's just 1 enemy on the field, you're dealing 220% additional damage. So this does reward you for those less AoE scenarios as well, so you're not just kind of shooting up a goat's ass like, oh damn, I need to save this for a full AoE situation, right? No, it gives you extra damage when there's less enemies on the field, which makes her really flexible and can be used in a lot of different teams from this. But that's really the breakdown of how she works. There's a lot of other intricacies with her kit. Like I mentioned, she gives herself crit damage bonuses from stacks, but she also gives herself a huge 50% crit damage increase as well. So you can really focus into getting additional crit rate on her, so she's hitting those crits more often. She has an overcap of energy, so you can kind of save her ultimate up and use it when you see it as best deemed fit to use her ultimate move. And then she's also getting free action advance as well, increasing her own crit rate. So she just does a lot of different things that make her very flexible and very good, and honestly, in my opinion, makes her a little bit better than Finon, okay? Because Finon, like, yeah, you want the whole team structure around him. You can kind of throw her into any team, and she just kind of works, I feel like. Anyways, but yeah, that's a simple breakdown I have for Saber today, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you pulling for Saber, or are you going to be skipping Saber? I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you're probably pulling for her, right? And if you pulled her already and you've watched this video, how is she faring on your account thus far? Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I hope to see you in the next one. Subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, hit the bell icon if you've made it to this point in the video, because if you enable notifications, I guess it helps the video out even more. So hit the bell icon, please, God. Anyways, guys, on to the next video we go, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Later, bye-bye. That's weird. I don't know why I did that.